My name is Dr. Arese, and on behalf of the author, who is a wealth creator, real estate expert, tech innovator, Mr. Joe Attueyi, I warmly welcome all of you. Please just look to your right and you find Mr. JP standing by your right. Thank you. That clap is just so thin and so light for a big, so thin. Thank you. Woo, woo, woo. Thank you. Thank you very much. And on behalf of the author again, and of course every single person who has worked behind the scene to make today happen, I apologize for the delay in start. And I do say that with, so a lot of times people pick invitations and they have to, dress up, show up. And if it's a gathering of plenty of food, they are early. If it's a gathering of intellectual, they are not sure. But when we're speaking to wealth creation, it's also very important that we pay attention to all the things that matter. So on that note, I recognize every single one of us who are right here in this room, and I say again, warm welcome to every one of you. We do recognize the effort that it takes to put together fantastic and cerebral platforms such as this. We would also recognize all of the personalities and individuals who have taken so much time to make today very remarkable, both for themselves and, of course, for the learnings that would happen today. And so, as we prepare to hear the keynote address, I would like us to just very quickly, for just 1 minute, stand up again. Can we all stand up again? Can we all stand up again? Thank you very much. Please, can you just, with a beautiful handshake and a smile, say welcome to the person sitting next to you, to your right and to your left. Very warm one. Dr. Lanre Olusola, we are ready for you for the keynote. We know you are there. Please put and bring in Dr. Lanre Olusola while we warmly welcome ourselves. It's also very important to introduce yourselves, because when you are in an environment where there is opportunity to create wealth, you do not know who is to your right and to your left and how much they're going to change your life. And it's not just about wealth in terms of giving you money, but enabling the ideas that would foster greater impact and purpose. Please do that one more time. Introduce yourselves to one another, the people behind you this time, the people behind you this time, the people behind you. So it means that you're definitely going to step aside and step away from your comfort zone. I'm actually targeting the biggest manufacturer in the room, so I am reintroducing myself to you. And I'm reintroducing myself to you and to you and to you. Yes, 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 yes. There's a prize for the person who meets the most people. There's a prize for the person who meets the most people. So you can see that the introductions are going on, and many more people are also connecting. You may sit down, please. Thank you. Yes, thank you very much. All right.
Hello, ma.
As part of our agenda today, we are going to be listening to our keynote speaker, Mr. Lanre Olusola, in very few minutes. And the theme of today's event, like we all know, is building wealth mindset, unlocking financial freedom for young Africans. And for me, representing the youth. And a global citizen as well. So I'm representing the entire world on behalf of the youth in Africa. We're very delighted to put this together and bring about the sort of exchange that we expect to hear and see and experience today. And technology, please put Dr. Lanre Olusola on cue for his keynote, and we would come back to him. Just in terms of structure and what to expect over the next few hours, and we're not going to keep it very long because the most important part of today is the learning that we expect to take out of this room. We would listen to this beautiful keynote to one individual who is extremely great at inspiring young people and also shaping minds. And as we are at this time, I would like us to also prepare our minds for other segments and other things that would come, one of which is the discussions and experience from people who have done different things in different areas of life and in different ways, who would also use today's opportunity to share the experiences that they have accumulated, and would also have the privilege of engaging with the author and get him autograph our books. On this note, I'd like to also update on a few other personalities and resources who will be here today joining us. We'll also take the book review from Arese Ugwu. Arese is a multiple author, done several books and movies on financial freedom. We would also be gleaning some insights from her, from all that she's done, as well as give us insight with regards to the book. We'll also be listening to Dr. Abiola Salami. Dr. Abiola Salami is a peak performance expert who would also share knowledge and insight that will guide people in building the right mindset for performing at optimum. And of course, we would also be gleaning and hearing and sharing insights and learning from Dr. Obi Azonobi, who is also in the room and we would introduce to share experiences in practical terms about the things that he's done leading up to today's success and the vision to build greater success for tomorrow. And so at this moment, I would like to call on Dr. Lanre Olusola, keynote speaker. Please come on.
Thank you very much, my dear sister. How are you today? I hope everybody can hear me.
You know that
clearly.
He's been online for a while, so correct, he is there already. Good morning to you, Dr. Olusola.
Good morning, sis. How are you?
Sound?
Fantastic. Can you guys hear me clearly? Can you guys hear me clearly? I need some feedback. Can you hear me clearly?
Good.
You are. The concept of Ubuntu is the concept of community and ensuring that we identify the problems, the challenges, the pain, and the needs of people within our societies and our communities and become the solutions to those problems, pain, and challenges. The fifth thing is, do you know that mentorship and internship through entrepreneurship is a concept that is championed by the Igbos and has created generational wealth over centuries? Do you know that that has become a major case study in universities in the wealth? So let me round up as I share with you 6 steps to building wealth using the acronym WEALTH. Wealth. The first thing that you want to do when you want to build wealth is to work with purpose and to be a solution to specific problems. A lot of people focus on building a good name and a brand. A lot of people focus on creating fancy products, yes, and services. There is no product, there is no service without a solution. So you have to build a product. It is key. You have to build a solution. It is key. You have to build a brand, but you have to focus on the solution. Many people focus more on the brand. They focus more on the product. They focus more on the service without focusing on the solution. Now, if you want to attract wealth and you want to maintain wealth and you want to transfer wealth, it's about identifying problems. It's about identifying needs. It's about identifying pains and creating a solution that you package and brand as a product and as a service. And to sell it, you have to sell the solution. And selling solutions is the key to attracting the wealth that you so much desire. E stands for educating yourself financially. Honestly, guys, so many people are financially illiterate. You attract more money, you make more money, you spend less. It is not about saving. You cannot create wealth through saving. Neither can you create wealth through hard work. So a lot of people think that as employees, and if I work hard, I will be wealthy. You are far from the truth. Entrepreneurship is the future of Africa. We have to look. If you look at why China is growing at the rate at which it is growing, and the economy of China is where it is. If we looked at India, you would realize that it's the sheer number of entrepreneurs, problem solvers at every street corner. If you looked at America historically, you would find America has the most millionaires that are entrepreneurs. So the future of Africa is about entrepreneurship. It's about setting up enterprises that are targeted to not solving the problems of Africa or solving the problems of Africans, but solving the problems of the world. 3 is A in the acronym WEALTH. Act on opportunities and create opportunities where opportunities present themselves as problems. If you only see problems in your own life and you do not see it as an opportunity, you will miss out on opportunities to create wealth. You've got to act. You've got to be responsive. You've got to prepare. You've got to see opportunities hidden in problems. Look, the most precious things, the most valuable things, petrol, aviation fuel, diesel, kerosene, comes from crude oil. If you don't see the opportunity of crude oil has no value. If you go to the gold mines, you will see that the raw gold is mixed with a lot of dirt. If you do not see the opportunity in there and you put it through the process of refining, you will never find real gold. What about diamonds and precious stones? They are found in the crevices and in the dark places. A lot of people are running away from darkness, but light can be called out of darkness. Value can be called out of problems. In fact, if you go to our airports, right, you will see a huge number of people that are, white people, that are colored people, that are Indians, that are Lebanese coming into Nigeria. And you will see a lot of Nigerians jackbuying. Why are these people coming? Because they see Nigeria, they see Africa as the land of opportunity. We see it as the land of problems. It is where there's plenty problems that there's plenty opportunities to create wealth. Look, guys, the West is already fully developed. Africa is the next frontier. Why is China? Why is Russia? Why is India? Why are the Lebanese coming in thousands to Africa? It is because they know that the next frontier is Africa. You have to open up your eyes to the opportunities that exist through the darkness and the problems. We complain about them, but we do not open our eyes to see the opportunities. The fourth thing is to leverage on the opportunities and to leverage on relationships. There is no wealth without building relationships. You cannot build any wealth in isolation. You cannot manage any wealth in isolation. You cannot transfer any wealth in isolation. You've got to cultivate meaningful relationships because there are people that have strengths that cover your weaknesses. Every human being has strengths and weaknesses. You don't know it all. You can't see it all. You can't do it all. There are some people that are called to you as destiny helpers that will help activate, that will help, translate that vision into reality, that will be able to see how you can convert that opportunity into value. What relationships do you hold? How meaningful are your relationships? There is an adage that says that if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with people. T stands for think long term. Nobody creates wealth by thinking short term. No, wealth requires a very critical and powerful virtue called patience. Without patience, you cannot play the long term game. Without having a long term strategy, you cannot attract, maintain, create, and transfer wealth. Our ancestors, they planted trees so that their children can sit under those trees, knowing that the future generations will benefit from it. When you are thinking about creating wealth, don't think about just you. Don't think about just your generation. You've got to invest in the future. We call it paying it forward. Now, you may not enjoy the full benefits of the value and the impact that you are creating now if you look long term. And when we say looking long term, we're saying looking 200 years, 300 years, 400 years ahead of you and creating a solution that transcends your existence. And H stands for harnessing the power of selfless giving. A generous heart is the key. Giving is a multiplier. Gratitude is a multiplier. You've got to learn to share your resources with other people. You've got to learn to be generous with other people. You've got to learn to be selfless with other people. If you have ever watched this documentary, The Men That Built America, 5 men, they committed their entire lives to building wealth. At the end of their lives, they committed the rest of their existence to giving away most of their wealth. They realized that to give is better than to receive. Now, let us learn a few things as I wrap up from ancient African wealthy people, Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa existed in the Mali Empire in the year 1280. Now, his net worth was calculated at the value of today, $415 billion. Mansa Musa is recorded as one of the richest people in history. His wealth, as I've said, is estimated at about $415 billion. He amassed this wealth over a period of 25 years. It means that, time is on your side. I want you to whisper to yourself that time is on my side. Time is on my side. Mansa Musa, in record of the wealthiest people that ever lived, is the 7th richest man that ever lived. He is African. Queen Amina of Zaria was a warrior. She was a trader. She exported a lot of things and expanded trade routes, and she brought prosperity to her kingdom. Oh, yes. Ibteb, in ancient Egypt, lived in 2650 BCE. He was a polymath who excelled in medicine, architecture, governance, and engineering. Now, check this out. Medicine, engineering, architecture, and governance. Don't limit yourself. Never limit yourself. You've got to believe in yourself so that you can become the best of yourself. In closing, Africa is a land of immense potential and great resources, but potential is not enough. Potential can lie fallow if there's no innovation, if there's no creativity, if there's no ownership, if there's no responsibility. So for you to unlock financial freedom, for you to adopt a mindset of wealth, you've got to embrace rooted African history. And the way to do it is to take personal responsibility and ask yourself some pertinent questions. Why am I here? What problems was I created to solve? Whose problem am I a solution to? Where are they? How best can I connect with them? Where are my destiny helpers? And how best do we create solutions that transcend beyond my generation? How do we package and brand these solutions? And how do we present it to the world? It's important that you note that you're not a local champion. You are created to go into the world. You are created to be a global solution provider. The God that created you in his image and after his likeness is not a local God. When Jesus was leaving this earth, the great mandate was not a local mandate. The mandate was about going into all the world and adding and creating immense value. Thank you very much. I yield the mic.
And thank you so much. That clap should be louder. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Lanre Olusola. I intentionally did not read his profile earlier because I know we simply dragged him out of an international class to be part of this, and we wanted to be sure that he is online with us. And for those of us who have not had the opportunity of Dr. Lanre Olusola, this is one of Africa's, as a matter of fact, Africa's premier life coach, renowned for transforming personal and organizational coaching and building up minds, shaping societies, developing organizations, and building economies. He's founder of the Catalyst Academy, where he helps to equip other people to become great coaches. He's the author of several published works on emotional intelligence, leadership, personal growth, economics issues, and he's a Harvard-trained and Harvard faculty. Please put your hands together for that great, great expose. Thank you. Thank you very much. We're going to be going to another section of this program. And at this time, every single one of us, one way or the other, has come in contact with the book, Rich, Young, and African. And so we're going to be bringing another veteran who is not just an expert in wealth creation, but has also documented so much about building wealth. She's done quite a lot in terms of writing books, developing movies, creating content, speaking on global platforms. And I'm referring to the very distinguished Arese Ugwu. Arese is Africa's wealth creation advocate, renowned for demystifying personal finance for Africans. She's the founder of the Smart Money Africa, who's written a lot of work like the Smart Money Woman. She's an author of the best-selling book, as mentioned, and also recently added to the Smart Money Woman is the Smart Money Tribe. She's a media personality, creator of the hit TV series, The Smart Money Woman, that is based on her book. And today, she's a global figure that is everywhere in the world, helping people understand the secrets behind building wealth. And at this point, please bring it up to Arese Ugwu. Thank you. Arese, please.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I wish I could be there, but I'm in Cape Town for work. I just want to say congratulations to JP on writing this book. As someone who has written a book before and had to help people break down financial concepts, I really appreciate the work that you put into it and the practical examples that were given, whether it was about tax, about making investment decisions, about even breaking down what specific tools we can use in this part of the world, like bamboo and such. I really appreciated the practical stories that were in the book, and I hope that this book goes far and it has the impact that you want it to have. Good luck with everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Before we bring up the author, thank you very much, Arese. We do know what it's like to be one of the forerunners. Did I hear? Okay. And we also understand what it is to have the weight and pressure of work all over the world calling on you. So thank you for joining us. Would like to also bring another resource and personality up, Dr. Abiola Salami. He is a renowned peak performance strategist, empowering individuals and organizations to achieve excellence. He is the founder of Champ Group. I am a Champ Group. That's a global platform that is dedicated to leadership, business success, and personal development. He's a member of the Forbes Coach Council and is also an award-winning speaker. The biggest and the best thing about Abiola, like we heard when we listened to Dr. Lanre Olusola, he has not only done so well for himself, but he's also paying it forward by building minds and shaping mindset and investing in other people. If you are ready and there, Dr. Abiola Salami, please come on. And while we are waiting to get him on, he is there. Thank you. Awesome. Please go ahead. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. And let me also say good afternoon, depending on what part of the globe that you are watching this. And let me start by saying a big congratulations to a gentleman that has become my brother, the author of the book we are celebrating today. Big congratulations. Having written a few books myself, I know what it takes, to put together your thoughts and then publishing it and then bringing people together, to have a taste of it. I know what it takes to have done this, and you have pulled it off very brilliantly. So, JP Attueyi, very well done. Congratulations. Big congratulations. My conversation with us this afternoon is on maximizing your potential for peak performance. I mean, that's the work I do. That is what I sniff. That's what I drink. That's what I live for. Driving an inclusive culture of peak performance in the marketplace in Africa. And of course, one of those veritable tools to assure that you deliver peak performance on a consistent basis is the book that we're launching, that we're presenting today. Rich, Young, and African, Building Wealth Mindsets, Unlocking Financial Freedom for Young Africans. It's about peak performance. I always say that wealth being precedes having. What you want to have is the wealth, but you have to be a wealthy person before you have wealth. And what do I mean by that? Being a wealthy person. It is about the content of who you are, which is why we've heard it many times when people win lotteries. So they can win a lottery and then let's say they win $1 million, for example. Research has proven that most of those people that win the lottery, that they lose it within 12 months. Within 12 months. Just imagine that you won $1 million. What will make anybody lose that money within 12 months? Well, because we're Africans, some people may likely say, oh, village people. That village people must be following the person. But the reason that happens most times is because people don't have the discipline to manage money. It is one thing for you to grow your wealth and have money. It's another thing for you to manage money. So, which is why the discipline of the management is equally as important as having it as well, which is part of what this book represents. So in this in becoming that wealthy person, not having now, but becoming that that wealthy person, emerging as that wealthy person. And the way I know it and I understand it, I say it, becoming that peak performer. How do you maximize your potential? So now there are 5 core skills that every one of us should pay attention to. This will help us, whether you're a career professional or you're an entrepreneur. It will help you to grow in your career, in your business. It will help you to grow your wealth, and sustainably, by the way, not just that you have money today, you don't have tomorrow. And one of those skills is having high quality behaviors. What does it mean to have high quality behaviors? It's the place of personal discipline, self discipline. It's a place of having integrity. It's a place of paying attention to a currency most times we think is not a currency, and that's the currency of time, punctuality. It is said that there's this thing people always talk about, African time, as though we have a clock in Africa that we created for ourselves. But what they say about African time is actually our indiscipline with time. There's this song that was released, I think, in the 80s or so, that says, time now money, time now money. So when we're talking about wealth, wealth is made, money is made within time. So how do we respect and use our time? You find some people that would say that, well, because they have a lot of money now, then they can waste other people's time anyhow. But when you check well, you realize that all those statements of money misroad, that's who those kind of people are. But that's not the kind of person you want to be. That's not the kind of person everybody watching and listening to me right now wants to be. Because the reason we're bringing rich, young, and African out there is want to make sure that you make wealth, you manage it, and then you consistently continue to grow. So the high quality behaviors: 1, punctuality, paying attention to how we use our time. Remember, I didn't say how we spend our time. I said how we use our time. Making sure that we are not wasting the time. Making sure that time we're investing time. Making sure that we're conscious about how we protect the use of our time, and also protect how we use other people's time as well. The other part of that, the high quality behavior, is integrity. Having integrity. There's a quote that says that when wealth is lost, nothing is lost. Imagine, when wealth is lost, they say nothing is lost. They say when health is lost, something is lost. But when character is lost, everything is lost. Because when we're thinking about wealth, let us not always think it is just about what we have in our bank account, or the cash some people have in Ghana must go, or Bitcoin, or any of those things. One of the biggest wealth that we have, every one of us in this room, that we have, is our name. How much can your name command? How much access can your name command? Can your name be mentioned somewhere, and because of that, a door is opened for someone? And how does this happen? It's not just about your popularity. It's about your peculiarity. It's about what people think and know about you. It's about how people respect you. And all of these things doesn't come from your fame. All of it comes from the content of your character. That you can say something and people can take your word for it. That people can actually take your word to the bank. They are not just making empty promises. They are not just lying. And don't say everybody does it. I mean, everybody lies. No, don't say that. It may be true that a lot of people lie, but that is why you're not part of the bandwagon. That is why you can't take their own word to the bank, because they don't have integrity. So character is a great part of this. Character shows not just in what we say, but in what we do consistently. You had reached out to someone to lend you some money, and to borrow some money, and then when you told the person that you will return the funds by so and so time, and then the time has come, you did not refund it, and then you are running away from the person. Remember, we're talking about wealth, because this is how people lose opportunities. Somebody said being poor is passing over opportunities repeatedly. Now, it may not just be that you are passing over opportunities just like that, it's also because you're not even aware there's an opportunity. And the reason people are not bringing opportunity to you is because of the name that you have made for yourself, that it cannot trust you. Trust is a critical ingredient in wealth building. So you want to ensure that you focus on your integrity. There's some song that says, wherever you go, whatever you see, do not say yes when you mean to say no. Integrity is about making sure that your yes means yes, your no means no. Now, somebody may be wondering that, Dr. Abiola Salami, the world doesn't work this way. You can make promises and you're unable to meet up with the promise, not due to any fault of yours. Maybe something has changed, the economy changed, exchange rate changed, some change like that. And so what do? What shows you have integrity is focusing on the things you can control. So while you may not be able to control the economy, control exchange rates, even control some natural disasters that may happen, it is important that you respect the people enough to have conversations with them before expiry date. So the example we're using about integrity, let us say that you've taken $100,000, from someone or from an institution, and you're meant to pay it back at a particular point in time, and then that time is approaching, you can see that it's not possible for you to repay it. Initiate a conversation with them. And then in the conversation, you are not just complaining about what has gone wrong, you're also presenting to them a proposal on how you can repay this. That shows integrity. It shows that you are interested, you are committed to ensuring that you make good your promise. While some things may not be within your control, you have taken steps to show that you're a person of integrity and your interest is ensuring that you have a good name. You see, we all have two names. There's the name our parents give to us. That one may not necessarily command wealth, except maybe you are related to my uncle, Uncle Aliko Dangote. As you are seeing me, you see that I'm related to Uncle Aliko Dangote. And even from my name, his full name is really Alhaji Aliko Abiola Salami Dangote. But because of space, we don't include the full name, if you know what I mean. Anyway, that's a joke. So, the name your parents gave to you is one that commands wealth. But what commands wealth the most for every one of us, whether you're from a rich family or not, is the name you make for yourself. And the name you make for yourself is not about how popular you are. The name you make for yourself is your integrity. Because people might not have related one-on-one with you, but because you have fame, they may be drawn to you. Your fame will draw them to you. It is your character that will make them stay. It is your character that will make them want to do business with you. It's your character that will make you rich, young, and African the way that you want. So that is one skill, high quality behaviors. And all of that one skill, we'll talk about punctuality, how we pay attention to time na money, and also how we pay attention to our integrity. You see, there are people that opportunities will continue to elude them because of the name they've made for themselves, because they cannot be trusted, because the moment they see anything, they just pick a gong or pick a microphone, go online, go on social media and start to talk about it. Whereas for you to ascend to some hierarchy, in the business world, or whether as a career professional, as an entrepreneur, you have access to some information that you must be guided, and guarded in the way that you use them, the way you bring them out. So that is one skill, high quality behavior. The other one is, for us to maximize our potential to deliver peak performance, we must focus on cultivating the skill in knowing how to hold high quality conversations. High quality conversations. High quality conversations, I also call it productive communication. Now, what does it mean to be able to hold high quality conversation? It doesn't always mean, when we say high quality, that we're talking about your skill to engage top rich people alone. It's about your skill in selling your skill and selling your expertise in a way that communicates the value that you carry to the people that you're engaging with. We famously talk about elevator pitch. What's elevator pitch? That you find yourself in an elevator that's going from the ground floor to maybe the 10th floor of a building, and then you find yourself in that elevator with a very important person, and you only have about 30 seconds between ground floor and 10th floor. What do you say to that person that will make your name, what you do, stick, that the person wants to continue a conversation with you? So what are those elements of holding high quality conversation? One is about understanding the place of clarity. Whatever it is you're saying, you want to be clear enough. You want to use language that the person you're talking to will understand. While you may be from a different generation from that individual, you don't want to be limited by the linguistic of your generation. You want to expand your skill such that whether you are Gen Z like me, yes, believe it or not, I'm a Gen Z. Whether you're Gen Z like me, or you're talking to someone that is another generation, senior generations, that you can easily engage with them using the right appropriate language, which is why your dexterity in opening up to understanding how to communicate with a range of people across generations is critical. Across generation, across demographies, across different races, um, um, and also across different religions. These things are key and they're very important. You can be a Christian, you don't have to be speaking Christianese. There's a language we call Christianese. You don't have to be speaking Christianese in the marketplace, or else you block yourself from some opportunities. So it's important that we embrace that diversity, in our quest for growth, in our quest for delivering peak performance. Now, I know all the time I have to share here is 5 minutes. I would like to be prompted to know how much time I have left, so that I'm also practicing what I'm preaching about punctuality, respecting time. So while I'm waiting to be prompted on how many minutes more I have, let me move to the third one. And the third one is about cultivating that skill to develop high quality relationships with people. You see, guys, money is in relationships. Opportunities are trapped in relationships, and there are many people that at times we overlook, and when we overlook them, we miss the opportunity to cultivate great relationship and build wealth with them. Now, it is easy for a younger person to be seeking to cultivate relationships with a senior person. But that's not the only way wealth is created. Wealth is created the other way around as well. That you're a boss, you are the leader. I mean, you've had 30 years experience in an industry, and you may realize that the person that will open you up to a great opportunity to help you build wealth is not someone on your level. It's even someone, just a new entrant into the marketplace. Maybe the person is just a copper, and then you've been in the marketplace for 30 years. So it's important that in cultivating high quality relationships, that we understand mentorship and reverse mentorship, that we understand that it's about building relationships, whether you are high, you are mid, you are a new entrant, that you can cultivate relationships across board, across generations, across gender, which is very important as well. That you're not limited, that your skill is not limited to cultivating great relationship with people of your gender alone, or people of the opposite gender alone, that on both genders, that you can create and cultivate effective relationships. And one of the things that will guide us in building these high quality relationships is understanding that everybody, most times, are tuned to one radio frequency. And that radio frequency is what is in it for me. People are always asking. So when you are invited to come for this program, for example, you were asking, so what's in it for me? When somebody wants you to do something, you're asking, so what's in it for me? That is how almost everybody is attuned. So before they ask the question, you want to provide it. You want to GVF, write this down and always remember it. You want to always give value first. You want to always give value first. There are people that say they are looking for mentors, but they are actually not positioning themselves as people that will be attractive to the mentors. Rather, they are positioning themselves as mosquitoes. And what I know is that mentors run from mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are parasites. So you don't want to be a parasite in any relationship that you are building. You want to give. You want to give, you want to always learn to touch the heart before you ask for the hand, which is an ongoing principle to help you build and sustain wealth. The more you give, the more you touch hearts, the more you give value to people, the more value that comes to you. The value that comes to you is now pressed down, shaking together, and running over. That's the kind of return that you get on your investment in people. And somebody may be saying, oh, how can you say that I'm still looking for money? And then you say that I should be giving to people. Now, we're not necessarily talking about you giving money to people. We're saying that seek out what other people need and be there for them. For some people, all you need to do is to volunteer. They are running a project. Volunteer to support the project. Volunteer to give something, to ease their pain, to make life, to make the project they are running more comfortable, more convenient for them. The more you touch people's hearts, the more they touch your pockets. The more you touch people's hearts, the more you build a pipeline into your pocket. And by the way, caveat, make sure that you're not touching hearts as a means to an end. That's another thing, because the hypocrisy can be easily detected. And once people know that you are using them as a means to an end, they will switch off on you. Just focus on giving and supporting as much as you can. You can give your time, you can give your skills, you have something of value that you can add to the other person. I've seen this work for me in many ways, without necessarily expecting money coming from certain engagements, and then of course I put myself into it. And I give you an example. We have one of the assets we've created in Champ is what we'll call today the New Year Kickoff Summit that is coming up in January. Now, the New Year Kickoff Summit was created out of my commitment, to supporting a friend at a social gathering. I had this project, we're working on a CBN project, and I had to go to Abuja. And my friend mentioned to me that, oh, he will be in Abuja as well, but he's attending a social function. Okay, so my project was ending on Wednesday. I was supposed to return to Lagos on Thursday, but my friend pleaded with me to wait so that I can attend the social function with him on Saturday. I'd consented before I realized that, hold on, so this means I'm paying for extra 3 nights, at Transcorp. And then, of course, every other cost that comes with me staying out of town. Then I started thinking, okay, what can I do what more can I do? And then the idea came, oh, it's the beginning of the year. Why don't you craft this, bring people together, and then set their minds on the right track for delivering excellence in the new year. And that was how we birthed that asset, from just hosting 10 people for this event. I remember the last one we did, we had 106 professionals in the room, and it's not cheap. It's $100 per participant. So you can imagine what that means. We had over 106 people in the room already. For what we are doing in January as we speak, we have about 250 people already registered. We're hosting 1,000, by the way, already registered. Now, that is how this comes. Of course, we're building wealth. So it's about being there for people. It's about touching the hearts of people before you ask for a hand. It's about giving value first. It's about showing up to support people, and then you build your wealth. So I'm still waiting for the response on my timing so that I'm sure that I will not overshoot my time.
Yeah, we gave you 5 minutes extra already. We gave you 5 minutes extra already, so you can wrap up. But I think that it was 5 minutes worth the while because you were so profound and extremely engaging. Thank you for the plenty of knowledge. So we are here waiting when you wrap up. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I think as a kind gesture, I will drop a link. I'm not sure, I hope this link can be shared with people where they can download something free in line of our conversation today, on building wealth, on delivering peak performance, because it's essential that 2025 for every one of us is better than the past years. So I've dropped the link in the chat. I hope it's going to be made available to people. And this is coming strictly, because you attended Rich, Young, and African book launch. That's why you're getting this for free.
So thank you.
Yes. So we've talked about cultivating high quality behaviors. We've talked about cultivating high quality, knowing how to hold high quality conversations. We've talked about knowing how to build high quality relationships, and still talking about that relationships. Before I leave that point, it's important to know that high quality relationships is not only from bottom up, which is not only from those who see themselves at the bottom of the food chain connecting with those who are at the top of the food chain. In my work, and I've done this for 13 full years now, and before that, I've been in four thriving industries, and so I have a career that's about 20 plus years. In my work, I've discovered that there are seven people really important if you want to make wealth sustainably. There are seven people that we need to pay attention to cultivating, seven kinds of people we need to pay attention to cultivating these high quality relationships with. And it's in no particular order. Number one is your boss. Now, whether you are in a career or you are in business, you have a boss. And if you are the if you are, even if you are an entrepreneur, even if it's sole proprietorship, it is advisable that you have a boss. Very important to help you, to guide you. Okay, it's important. And it's important you have a board. As well. I'm a member of IO, the Institute of Directors, and we always talk about this. Why it's important to have a board. It may be an advisory board. It may not necessarily be a board of directors, but you need to have a board. It's essential. So number one is your boss. It is important that you build healthy relationship with your boss. Please remember, I said healthy relationship. I didn't say psychophancy or hypocrisy, but healthy relationship with your boss. Healthy relationship means win-win. When you build healthy relationship with whoever it's your boss, it gives you a lot of access, because there are places there are meetings this boss will attend that will impact your career that you cannot be in the room, and you need the right person to be able to mention your name. Now, while I get it that for some people will say, oh yes, I work so hard and I do my best, my boss just doesn't like me. That happens, yes. But what you want to ensure you're doing is you're focusing on what you can control and not what you can't control. You may not be able to control whether your boss likes you or not, but you can control whether your boss respects you or not. Liking you is about personality. Respecting you is about the quality of your work. So there are people that may not like you, but they can't debate the quality of your work because of the kind of solution that you are bringing anytime. So what you can control is the quality of your work. You may not be able to influence whether the person likes you or not. So it's important you cultivate healthy relationship with your boss. It is equally important that you cultivate healthy relationship with your peers as well. That's the second category. Your peers, those that you're on the same level, that you cultivate effective relationship with them. Many of them can help you to many of them can prevent a lot of headache that can happen to you, because your peers, you understand each other, you are growing together, which is very important, and you continue to pay attention to them. Part of your peers are your former secondary schoolmates and primary schoolmates. It is important that even if today you seem to be higher socioeconomically than them, you don't neglect them. Nobody knows tomorrow. Very important. We're talking about building sustainable wealth. The third category of people that's important that you pay attention to, especially if you are now a supervisor at the minimum, is cultivating healthy relationship with your subordinates, with your team members. You see, I have seen many times that the people that brought the biggest opportunity to the people that can bring the biggest opportunity to you may not be your boss, may not be your peers, may be your subordinates. There is someone I know that the biggest thing about her career, in the financial services sector was brought to her by some people that used to report to her some years ago. And if she had been bossy, if she had been bullying them, if she didn't cultivate a healthy relationship with them back in the day, that opportunity will elude her. So I'm saying that the opportunities your bosses can give to you, the opportunities your peers can give to you, the opportunities that even your subordinate, that person you are looking at today, that is maybe just a core member, the opportunities they can bring to you, So
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. It does look like we lost him for a minute. He's wrapped up. Okay. All right. We're
Okay.
proceeding. Yes, we were wondering if you had, yeah. All right. So maybe in 30 seconds you want to wrap
Okay.
up so we can, yes. Thank you.
Yes. So, in all that we're saying, make sure that you cultivate that healthy mindset that attracts wealth, and also make sure that you consistently behave in a way that you continue to attract wealth to yourself. Once again, big congratulations, JP. Please, everybody in the room, make sure you get several copies of this book and read it. Let us all grow wealth together in Africa. Until the next time, every one of us, keep rocking your world like champions.
Awesome. Thank you. Please put your hands together for him. Thank you very much, the champ himself. Awesome. Amazing. All right. At this point, would like to officially and formally introduce us to the author of The Rich. We're coming to you, sir. Please sit down. Of The Rich, Young and African. Before I take the honor and privilege of doing that, just a bit of snippet into this book. The Rich, Young and African by J.P. Attueyi offers a transformative guide to wealth creation. It is tailored specifically for visionary young Africans like myself and you who dare to dream big in a rapidly evolving world. This groundbreaking book is a powerful blend of practical strategies, inspiring stories, and actionable insights. It is designed to empower a new generation of Africans to take control of their financial future. The book is a toolkit, as we would see, for extremely visionary, dynamic, young-minded, youthfully inspired Africans, students, professionals, entrepreneurs who aspire to achieve financial independence, who desire to build generation wealth if we do have financial independence already, and who also seek to create meaningful impact in their communities. Before I take us deep into the book, I would like to before I unveil the author, I'd like to read a bit of his profile, just so that we are prepared. J.P. Attueyi is an experienced IT and technology innovation guru with a proven track record in driving successful technology transformations. He's developed a huge number of technology-based products and platforms that enable success for organizations and individuals. He is a strategic thinker. He is skilled at aligning technological initiatives with business objectives. He is also very results-driven. He is a result-driven Afropreneur who is passionate about leveraging technology for growth and for innovation. He is the author of this highly inspiring book we are supposed to unveil today. The author of The Rich, Young, and Africa, and his major focus is on wealth creation and empowerment. And I do take the privilege to introduce to you J.P. Attueyi. Over to you, J.P.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming. But before I start, I want to ask us to please take a moment of silence for Mr. Jimmy Ameniche. He actually did a review of my book, the first manuscript. It was one of the first people that actually looked at it and gave me a lot of feedback that helped me improve on the book. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us, and he didn't get a chance to witness this book launch. So I just thought maybe we could stand up for a minute and just give him a minute of silence, please. May the soul of Jimmy and the soul of all the faithfully departed through the mercy of God rest in peace. Thank you. So when I left the comfort of America about 12 years ago to move to Nigeria, some people thought I was crazy. Some of my friends didn't think it made sense. Some of my family members didn't think it made sense. But after I came back, I joined a utility company, and I was lucky to rise to the rank of a chief information officer. In the quest of doing that, one of the things that I always told myself, because I had this pull to come back home, and the reason that I wanted to go back home was I thought that, America is a great country, a country where we had great infrastructures, processes, accountability, consequences, but that country was created by great people, and those great people were not. So the country was created by people. Great people created that country, and we need to create our own country, because we can all run away. Not all of us can run away. At the most, very few percentage of us will be able to jackpot. And if you do, the most you can take with you is probably your nuclear family. You still have your extended family that will be here, your cousins that will be here, that you can't carry with you. So I thought maybe if I go home, I can contribute my little quota in trying to improve our country. In my opportunity working, I was able to come in contact with a lot of young people, younger than me, and I was able to try to impact on them and show them how I think they can develop themselves as a people. Personal development is something I always preach to my subordinates, and I always encourage people to continue to drive that aspect of themselves, because that's the only way you can build a future for yourself and become more successful. However, 2 years ago, I started thinking, how could I take this message to a broader audience? And that was when it occurred to me that maybe I could write a book. And I started working on this book, but I wasn't very persistent and very consistent with the book, because other things happened, families, work, and all of that. But that changed about this year, January 17th this year, on my birthday. Typically during my birthday, my colleagues will come around, my subordinates, they come around, they design the office with balloons, and they say nice things about the boss. Of course, they always say nice things because I'm the boss, it's my birthday. And I don't really pay much attention to what they say. Not that I don't appreciate it, but because I know that I'm not going to get constructive criticism or feedback at that point. I'm their boss and it's my birthday. But on this particular day, they go around with the heads of the units actually go ahead and speak on behalf of each subunit in my department. And when it got to the IT risk management team, the head was not around, so the supervisor spoke on his behalf. And when it then moved around to the next guys until they all finished. So I stood up to them, thank them as usual, and the head of the unit walked in. I had actually poached this guy from another company about a year prior. And this stands out for me because of what he said that day. He said, "Sir, please, I want to say something. I know they've spoken on my behalf. If I could allow me to speak briefly and by myself." So I said, "No problem." So I sat back down. And he said, "Sir, I have worked with many CIOs, but until I met you, I have never seen a CIO that didn't take bribe or kickback." Now, when he said that, it hit me because it is something that I have always projected for myself in trying to coach people that I work with, the vendors I work with, to let them know that this is a different way of me doing things. So when he said that, it hit me, and it also hit three of the foundation that I've always worked with. The first one being integrity and hard work, and then dedication. So HID, hard work, integrity, dedication, HID. That's the short form that I used to remember it all. So my eyes, I didn't know at the time. Water built up in my eyes. I'm not an emotional guy. My wife always says that I need to be more, I should need to be less logical and a little more emotional. But I know I don't do a lot of emotions. But that day, when he said that water gathered in my eyes, I didn't know at the time. And then he hit me with the second one. He said, I want you to know that your reputation precedes you. Because I was talking to a vendor reached out to me from the UK, and he was trying to sell a solution to us. So after the presentation, I said to him, let me run it by my CIO. And the vendor said, who is your CIO? And I said, JP Attueyi. And he said, oh, the Nigerian that does not take bribe. At that point, I just started crying. I didn't know I was crying, obviously. The tears just started pouring. I found out because my TA at that point then gave me some tissue paper to clean my eyes. That's when I realized that I was actually crying. So, I composed myself and got up. I thanked all of them. And when they all left, they had the drinks and everybody left and everything. I was by myself now. I sat down in my office and I said to myself, this time next year, I should have my book out, because I would like to send this message to a broader audience. So I gave myself a target that by my next birthday, this book will be launched. And thankfully, today, 7th of December, a month and more to the day, the book is launched. And I'm here to celebrate it with all of you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Quite inspiring one. Thank you, JP. Thank you. We will be losing the podium. I'm asking the men to help me one more time, because we need to do a different session on this side. Hi, man. Please, thank you. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. The power of collaboration. Thank you very much. All right, thank you very much, JP, for that inspiring story and introduction to the book. We're very delighted to hear your story and the parts that many do not also know about. I would also like to, at this time, call JP Attueyi back to the stage. Thank you. Put your hands together for JP one more time. Would also like to invite Dr. Azonobi. Please come to the stage. Thank you very much. Please put your hands together for them as they come up the stage. Everybody has been introduced up on this stage. So I would like to introduce the last resource person who has just joined us, and that is Dr. Obi Azonobi. He is the founder and managing director of Realty Pro Investment Global Limited, a leading real estate firm in Nigeria. Please put your hands together for that. He advocates for building lasting value in real estate sector across Africa. He is also a renowned real estate developer and entrepreneur with a vision for wealth creation. Through property investment, he is known for fostering youth empowerment and community development initiatives. This segment, please put your hands together for him as we welcome. This segment is about experience sharing. We've heard so much all through the afternoon. We've heard about the acronym WEALTH. We've heard about the acronym HIV, hive. I want the audience to say. Correct, also. So you see that the audience were listening. At this time, we want to also hear a few of the powerful things that people have done all of the years so we can bring it to life. And that's the reason why we want to hear it from the author and from Dr. Azonobi. Two individuals who have built wealth in different areas, who are also living the purpose that we heard about today. And I would like to start with you, JP. Speak to us briefly about what was the biggest call to action for you when you decided that you would not only be conscious and aware of investment platforms and opportunity, but you would take advantage of them as well as document them for others to follow through. Please share with us.
Yeah. For me, I have, like I was saying earlier today, when I saw the impact I had in trying to talk to people that I worked with, and some of them are in the audience here, I've always tried my best to be a better person, because I see that, one of the things I learned when I started having children was this. Children learn faster from what you do, not what you say. So when you say to them, do, they look at what you actually do and then do it, right? My son is notorious for that. My son can just come into the room and just watch you. Everything you do, the way you do it is exactly the way he's going to do it too. And so you think that, I started noticing that it's important that what I do speaks for what I want them to do than what I tell them to do. And then with time, I started asking myself, how can I take this message to a broader audience? What's the best way? And I asked myself several ways. One of the things that came to my mind, what stood out for me was writing a book, but I wasn't very sure I could write a book. Personally, I had never written a book before. I'm an avid reader. I read a lot. But I always fantasized that maybe I could, maybe I couldn't. And there's a story in the book of who actually ultimately told me I was a good enough writer that prompted me to go and write it. So maybe when you read that, you will see that I don't want to give it away here. Buy the book and read it. But somebody actually said to me that you are a good writer, and it's somebody that I've seen to be a very harsh critic. And so I started writing. There's a colleague of mine that is also here. When there were times when we would sit down and write emails, and I'm like, okay, so what do you think? Or he would come to me and say, I want to write this email, and can you look at it for me? Things like that made me think that maybe I can write. And then writing a book became the go-to, and I just decided, hey, let's put it in a book, and maybe it can go worldwide. Today it's on Amazon. Somebody in the US can buy it, somebody in the UK can buy it, someone in China can buy it. So it is great.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I do hope you have a mic, Dr. Azonobi. Awesome.
Yes, madam.
You are known for having the vision and advocating for building lasting value in the area of real estate. How did you get into that space, and how did you identify it as a platform for creating wealth for yourself and your family and opportunities for others? Please tell your story.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Great title to your book. For me, it represents me. I'm rich, I'm young, and I'm African. The title of a book sells the book more, and you've done so well for that. During my studies about creating wealth, I found out that nobody creates wealth outside real estate. No matter the business you do, when you make money, you want to build your home, you want to build more houses, you want to build hotels, you want to build cities, you want to, everything you do no matter what you do it on earth. So real estate is the basic business, and businesses that can translate into generation unborn. If you read your Bible, all the wars, all the riches, everything was all about land. And I grew up from studying very successful people. I used to have a very grand auntie, and she told me she had over 50 houses in Nigeria, and these were people that started by selling padlock in Idumota. So everything I was doing was always pushing me towards real estate. So in 2012, after working in logistics, I lost all my money in 1 month, millions, and I was asking myself, where do I start from? So I thought of real estate. I said real estate was one business I needed no money to start because I could be a broker. So I started studying about the real estate industry, and I started becoming a broker, studied so hard, dabbled into it, started making money, and I wanted to scale, and I found out that I didn't have some extra experience. I now went to work in a real estate company, and in 2.5 years, I was doing over 3.5 billion in sales. And after a while, I started and in 6 years today, we're worth over 10 billion. And we've been able to make over 1,000 people millionaires through our system. As we speak today, we have over 20,000 partners selling for our brand. And we're not just in Lagos, we're in Port Harcourt, Owerri, Oka, Lagos, and we're also going to every fast-growing cities in Nigeria. And in doing this, we wanted to help people to create income opportunities, and we created opportunities for people that want to work to make money, and we also created opportunity for people that also wanted to use their money to make money in the industry. So we've created a system whereby you could work with us, make money, you could invest in us, make money, you could partner in us with our project. So it's a complete circle of wealth creation we've been able to build over time. Thank you.
Amazing. Put your hands together for that. I think that's quite inspiring. And so we're not just doing it for ourselves, we're doing it to also enable other people. And there's nothing as great as such partnership and collaboration. All right, GP, we come to you. Youth and Africa. From studies, youth is defined as 18, say 20 to 25, 20 to 40. So it's a band that is very significant. But I also realized that the concept of being youth is on the mind of everybody who is alive. And so it means that every single person finds it inspiring and aspirational to remain not just young, but to also remain wealthy. So when we say youth and African, what prompted you to create wealth or create a toolkit to capture this demography while keeping it inspiring for others?
Well, I'll be honest with you. Nigeria as a country, today, most of our population is across the youth. But most of the poverty is also across the youth. The leaders seem to be in power forever and don't want to relinquish that. And the youth seem to be in poverty and looking up to the people that will not save them. So I thought to myself, if we don't empower these people now, they will eat us at some point. Because as things get more difficult, the people they can access is us. We don't walk around with securities like the politicians. We are the one that will be the first attacked before they get to the politicians. So the onus must be on us to solve their problems for them. We might think it's their problem, but it's going to ultimately become our problem. Our children will interact with them. We might be living in our gated estates, but we will come out to go to the market and interact with them. We will drive on the highway and interact with them. So the sooner we begin to solve their problem, the better for us. And I've always believed in teaching a man how to fish as opposed to giving him fish. Like they say, you give a man fish, you feed him for a day. You teach him how to fish, you feed him for life. So for me, those sector needs to be empowered to become self-sufficient so that we can all have a good life. And they have the strength because they are young and they're exuberant and they have the ability to go and get things done. So maybe we need to empower them with the right knowledge for them to revive this economy and stop depending on the people that are almost close to the grave.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much. And so the word knowledge, thank you. The word knowledge. We'll come to you, Dr. Zonobi, because I know that you are also a published author, which means knowledge is important to you. Your final word in the importance of knowledge around wealth creation. where is the place for knowledge? And what do you speak to? What do you think knowledge can do for people to come out of the circle and, achieve the financial freedom we're seeking for?
Okay, learning is everything. When I speak or I tutor, they usually ask me as a CEO, what do you read? And I ask them, a CEO today, a good CEO, knows a bit of everything. I'm an accountant, I'm a legal person, I'm a construction person, I'm a salesperson, I'm a leader, I'm a customer care. I get to understand all the process. You see, today we have people that they don't want to read, but they want to grow. And I encourage them, look for the smallest, most empowering book and start. I used to be a very terrible reader, but I started reading little books and I started growing from there. Now, during my course of growth, there was a time I took away TV, and it's one thing everybody needs to do. Our kids, the TV are the highest form of distraction. When I wanted to grow, those days, Nigeria will be playing match. I'll be in the room reading. My mom will be asking me, are you writing any exam? I say, I'm writing an exam of life. And I was reading books about successful people. I was reading books about sales, because I know if you're wealthy, I know they said wealth is not just material. But the truth is, if you're wealthy, your talent, your resources will attract financial gains. That's the truth. Now, I started doing my research, and I found out that there was no particular book to success. It is, you need product knowledge, your industry knowledge, you need your personal growth, you need your business growth. And when it comes to business, I was studying things like emotional intelligence, because these days I know people that have money, but they are so emotionally attached to their money that they can't even risk 1 naira. But today we give families that can't even write 500 million. And tomorrow we do business and it turns into billion. Some people will have the same opportunity, but the emotions attached to it. So I had to read about emotional intelligence to be able to separate myself from money. But at the same time, study about discipline, business intelligence, on how to make sure that I don't fall victim to scam. You understand? Because in the process, you will lose money, but your emotional intelligence will make you understand that you have to lose to make money. So what I do is, if I'm going to make 10 billion and I lose 1 billion in the process of making 10 billion, what I told myself is 10 minus 1 is 9 billion. I'm very rich. So my loss is not a loss. It's a learning in the process. You understand? So I needed to sit down, break down all the things I need to know. And what I did, I need to lead people, so I need to read about leadership books. I need to manage people. I need to read about management. I need to learn how to sell. I need to read about selling. I need to learn about digital marketing, so I need to learn how to sell online. I need to learn how to sell offline. I need to read about business process. What does my industry entails? It entails construction. So I need to be able to understand construction. I need to understand joint ventures. I need to understand the key people I need in my industry. You understand? You see, it's a lot. So the earlier you start reading, the better for you. So I started reading very early. I read books like Think and Grow Rich, The Science of Getting Rich. There was no kind of book I didn't read, you understand, in order to build my mind. Now, in the process of reading, there's a place you read and you're not getting the success. I now found out that reading alone wasn't giving the success. I needed to start practicing these things. So I started putting myself in position of leadership in church. So I started talking to people, making presentations. So I was building myself in presentation and public speaking. I also saw how to put myself under authority. I was making money, but I had to go and work to understand how corporate governance operates. Because some of us, we are good at what we do, but we can't build systems that can outlive us. Today I have over 6 branches. I hardly go to my branches, and all my branches work very effectively and very productive. So I had to start studying about how systems, businesses, and structure works. So I would buy books on business structures. I was investing heavily on personal development. In fact, there was a day I went to LBS. They were doing a course review, and the person training us, I asked him, Oga, what business do you run? He said, no, he's a tutor in the school. And I said, you're not into business and you're teaching me business. You understand? So I now told him that for you to be more successful in what you're doing, go start a business. So you get practical experiences, because there are certain things that it is practical examples or knowledge that would help you grow in that. So the reading doesn't end, because informations are always updating every day. Today we're talking about AI. We're already studying how AI can impact our business. People are already talking about is your business automated? We're also thinking about how to automate our processes. So when it comes to studying, you need to understand that it is not one way in, one way out. You need to be able to read across board. You need to be able to read even on politics. Because as in what we do today, I had to learn about communication. I used to be a very shy person. I don't like talking in public. I don't like selling. But I found out that you can't become wealthy if you don't know how to sell and if you don't know how to communicate. So I started studying communication. I read a lot of books about communication. I read a lot of books about presentations. So my life, by sacrificing my life to long-term learning was my edge. So if you come to my room those days, I usually have a lot of books stacked up. I was registered into ed apps that I was, even with my busy schedule today, because I can't read lots of books, I had to register into, there's an app they call ed app, summarizing books into 15 minutes, so I could be abreast with informations. So reading is very, very important, but for you to be successful, you need to be able to break down all the things you need first, and start looking for topics that would promote or guide you in those aspects you need to develop yourself. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So that takes us to the biggest quote: in all things, seek knowledge. In advancing your wealth creation ability, seek knowledge. In applying it to real life, seek knowledge. In impacting other people, share knowledge. And so at this stage, we are going to be bringing this panel to a close. We just thought it's important to hear the experiences of those who are visionaries and those who have done it. And please put your hands together for both of them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, it's time to unveil the book itself. So, 1, 2, 3, 3. Congratulations, young man. Okay. All right.
Please, can I have my presentation? need to move this. Can I have the presentation?
Sean is up. Go ahead. Is that it?
Yes, that's it. Okay, before I go into my presentation, I don't know if I just want to thank the few people that have already launched the book earlier for us. Dr. Tinuade Sonda, she was very generous. Dr. Azonobi, very generous. Madam Rekiat Momo, very generous. Engineer Dewumi Yinka, very generous. If anyone else wants to do that, please, just with your raise of hands, they will come to you and get your information. Thank you. As part of this book launch, one of the things that I want to do with it is the Empower Africa initiative. The Empower Africa initiative is more than just a project. It is a movement to equip you with knowledge and resources that they need to achieve financial independence and build generational wealth. Through this initiative, we aim to break the cycle of financial hardship and inspire a future of empowered, prosperous Africans. Our mission is to foster financial literacy and wealth building among the Nigerian youth by, one, distributing free books, providing copies of Rich, Young, and African to libraries and tertiary institutions across Nigeria and beyond, hosting financial literacy workshops, organizing impactful sessions to educate young people on personal finance, entrepreneurship, and investment strategies. And three, providing tools for wealth creation, equipping young Africans with actionable resources to navigate and thrive in the modern economy. So essentially, what I spoke about earlier, with these younger generations, if we don't equip them, we leave ourselves potentially at risk when they decide to eat us. Times are very hard. A lot of people don't know about financial wealth. They don't know how to go about it. One of the main basic things that we don't know how to do is budgeting. I've created free resources that will help young people to understand how to create a budget, how to save, and then how to invest. But it starts with creating a budget. Because first and foremost, you need to know where your money is going. How do you account for your money? A lot of us get to the middle of the month, our paycheck is gone, and we don't know why. A lot of this reason is because the way we spend money, sometimes we don't even know, little thing here and there, they just add up. So if we can equip these young people, show them how to budget, but first and foremost, how to identify skills that they may already have that they can monetize. And if they don't have those skills, why they need to invest in acquiring those skills, and then monetizing it, and then budgeting, then saving, and then investing. So one of the places I want to go to is the universities. I feel that the universities is the best place to capture these people, right maybe in their set 200, 300 levels, right before they come out of school and want to hit this market that there is no jobs. There are no jobs today. If you come out of school and you're looking for someone to hire you, most likely you are going to be at home for the next 1 year looking for a job. So I want to put these books, at least 2 to 3 books in each university in Nigeria or public libraries in Nigeria, and I'm asking for help from people that may want to support that initiative to help us do that. If you're alma mater, you want to put it in your own alma mater or your children's school, you can reach us. We can talk about how we can do that. But the aim is to get in 2 or 3 books into each of the libraries in Nigeria, whether in the universities or in the public or private universities. If you visit our website at jpattueyi.com/support, you will get more information on how you can do that. And finally, my email address, jpattueyibiz, my phone number. You can reach out on our website, jpattueyi.com, and you find out more information about that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have the privilege of the author signing the books at this moment. So JP, please take position, and all the people who have committed to launch the book. Do you want to go on now? Thank you very much. The stage is yours. You can actually step out. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Greg Maliz is coming up. Please put your hands together for him. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for offering to launch the book and meet this vision.